10 years of pay restraints, pay freezes, pay caps. Even the Governor of the Bank of England a couple of weeks ago said we've lost a decade in terms of pay growth, and we're seeing inflation starting to rise as wages stagnate. So we've got a fight in our hands, but we're going to be ready for that fight. GMB members in Veolia, in Sheffield, in Amy, here in Sheffield, took industrial action a matter of weeks ago. We've got a strike on at the moment at the Tangerine chocolate factory in York, DHL in Bradford. And these are strikes not about health and safety. These are strikes not about jobs. These are strikes not about redundancies. No apologies. These are strikes about pay. These are strikes about the pay line, about good old-fashioned redistribution of wealth, from those people at the top who take it to those people at the bottom who are making the wealth of this country. And colleagues, we're going to have to fight to make sure that's a reality. Because in 2016, our credit union, the GMB's credit union, regularly takes calls from people seeking to borrow £20, £50 to pay back at £5 a week, just to pay for the bus fare to go to work the following week. We have people in this society renting household goods like fridges because they can't afford to buy them, renting a fridge because they can't afford the initial outlay. In 1990, 55% of 16 and 20-year-olds were designated officially as low paid. That figure now is 79%. It's a sad state of affairs, colleagues, and we've got to work together like never before to address the problem. But of course, if your hourly rate is £20 an hour, it means bugger all if you've got 0 hours, because your income is still unsecure. And the gig economy, the casualisation of the workforce is today's scourge in society. Precarious workers, bogus self-employment. I was proud of my union that we took on the global giant that is Uber, took it to court in this country on behalf of drivers in London to establish the fact that these people are not self-employed, they are workers. And we won, and the judge said Uber's contract was a work of absolute fiction, simply designed to rob these people of their rights to the minimum wage, to the rights to employment protection, to the rights to paid holidays. And they're not the only one. It's not just the likes of Uber. It's long-established, well-established employers like Tesco. Tesco employs 6,000 agency workers in its distribution network up and down the country. Sainsbury's uses 54 different agencies to supply its workforce in distribution. Deliveroo, I noticed there was a few lads here on their bikes earlier this morning. Deliveroo employs, uses, abuses 8,000 takeaway bikers in the UK. 8,000. They call them independent suppliers. They get paid a pittance, they get paid by the takeaway delivery, and you know, this is 2016 in the UK. And colleagues, where we can't use the courts, we have to use the court of public opinion. Like the fantastic campaign that Unite ran in Sports Direct, GMB is currently running, well done, currently running a similar campaign against the next Sports Direct, ASOS, based in Barnsley, based on the site of the Grimethorpe Colliery, employing 4,000 people in the poorest part of the poorest borough in South Yorkshire. 4,000 people, 2,000 on permanent contracts and 2,000 on here today, gone tomorrow contracts. Low paid, a fraction above the minimum wage, flexing up and flexing down contracts, which mean on the day they arrive for work, expecting to work 8 hours, they could be told at the point that they clock in by fingerprinting on a screen. They could be told, go to the office, or we don't need you for 8 hours today, we need you for 4 hours. And by the way, it's the 4 hours at the end of your shift. So you've got 4 hours dead time to go home, sit in the canteen, etc. You know, this is abuse, surveillance, stop and search. Stop and search before you go to the toilet, stop when you search when you come out. Search when you go into work, search when you leave. Pick rates that are so exploitative that people, rather than go to the toilet, are literally urinating around the factory because the pick rates can't be met and they're disciplined or sacked. This is 2016 in Barnsley. If this was happening to the community in Barnsley, as opposed to being behind the doors of a massive warehouse, this would be a national scandal. And colleagues, it is a national scandal, and we're going to expose it in the GMB, and with your help, we'll make sure they're not forgotten, and we'll make sure that the people in Sheffield who need a pay rise are not forgotten. Thanks very much indeed, and I hope today goes very successfully. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Neal.